This is an LED D20. And this is another edition of Raging Demons RPG. I'm only opening it up with the D20 because I think it's super nerdy cool, and that's because I can't roll a natural 20 to save my life. One of my players, I'm just going to go ahead and call him by one of his most popular character names, Boomstick. He used to be able to roll them quickly in succession, no matter the dice he had in his hands. And even if you switch game systems to, like, let's say Alternity, where the highest is a 1, oh, look at that. He'd roll that too. So, I'll tell you, the last time I had a really good D20, things didn't go so well, and that dice is no longer usable anymore. It's, I'll have to tell that story another time. Today, I just wanted to kind of discuss a bit of the things I'll be discussing in other videos, and also just, much like the Sasquatch, if I don't make an appearance from time to time, folks lose interest. So, yeah, I'm not dead. Skyline did not, in fact, make my brain explode out the back of my head, as it did some of the other members of the audience. And, unfortunately, those people will be missed, and from what I understand, they're still scraping the ceiling, in wake of the, a few shrieking kids that went to Harry Potter and had a little bit of brain fall into their popcorn. Yeah, these things happen in IMAX. Anyway, I'm going to start off today by saying that I'm really sorry, players of mine, and you know who you are, that I screwed up the acronym for GURPS, and those who didn't catch that, that are now going, you screwed it up? Yeah, I did. It actually was supposed to be Generic Universal Role-Playing System. What I said was just general. So, now, I'm going to apologize because I got it wrong. But I'm still going to call it general from now on. Not to piss anybody off, not to get in somebody's face, although when they deserve it, people do need to be confronted. Especially disrespectful players at the table. And that's not an indicator towards anybody here that's watching, or even the one that called me out on it. I'm just saying to GMs and players all over the place, if your game's getting ruined by a guy or girl or incandescent space beast from Omicron Persei 8, and yeah, if they're disrupting your game, get in their face about it. I'm sorry. We all lead very busy lives, and as you get older, launching a game has a smaller time window and is more fragile than the shuttles that they're launching over at Cape Canaveral. You want that time to count every single minute, and you know what? People outside the game don't get it, but it's like, yeah, that extra half an hour where I bartered in the market for, just something ridiculous, a piece of armor, made the world of difference to me. So, some guy messing up your table, don't stand for it, deal with it right away. Okay, now the reason why I'm going to keep calling it general, and that's, once again, not to pick a fight. General, to me, is a less negative word, in my opinion. Generic sends images into my head of terrible, awful things that unfortunately exist in this world. Generic would be today's pop scene. Generic would be, if you live in the States, if you've ever eaten government cheese, that would be definitely generic. To me, generic is the Vegemite of words when it comes to, the G in the acronym for a role-playing game. If you really love Vegemite, I'm sorry, but damn, man, like, your taste buds are shot. Like, I don't know what it is. I just black, basically an ooze from the deepest dungeons of Dungeons and Dragons, being spread over, your toast. Just, it doesn't jive. Doesn't jive at all. Anyway, so now that I got that out of the way, well, I wanted to go ahead and tell everybody that there will be a few more videos coming up, probably today, while I have the time. I'm going to basically try and, at the request of my players and also a couple others that actually like to hear about gaming sessions, stories, gaming, just in-game stories and tales and adventures. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the first little bit of Raging Demons lore. I'm going to start with the origin story, which is actually a lot more complex than you'd think. So I'm going to need a whole video for that, for sure. And also, I'm going to do some stuff that might piss some people off, but who cares? That's just, I want to provoke conversation. I don't want to go ahead and, blow sunshine up anybody's ass. It's just not, well, if you're, and also, I'm saying right now, if you're insulted or offended by my language, I'm sorry. I will try and choose my words carefully, but on occasion, you're going to hear that. It's just, sometimes it's just the appropriate word. Like general versus generic. But yes, I'm not going to go ahead and blow sunshine up your ass, and we're going to go ahead and discuss stuff that might insult some, but that's only if they're extremely sensitive, and those people need to go ahead and get out of the house, build up some tougher skin. It'll help them out. We're going to go ahead and maybe tackle a few things that, are sacred amongst gamers, and see what comes out at the end. Maybe my opinion is greatly flawed, and you'll have an argument you'll have a counterpoint. Arguments do nothing. Counterpoints are all that really debate is about. And if a counterpoint was able to sway me, I'll formally announce that. No problem whatsoever. But until then, until those videos come up, I'd like to thank everybody for remaining with me, subscribing to the channel, and we will talk to you soon. In the meantime, keep the dice rolling, especially if they have little glowy lights in them when you roll a d20. Cheers, guys.